there are small muscles that are considered stabilizers of the upper arm or the shoulder that if you get really strong at upper body, like big compound lifts, and you neglect strengthening these stabilizers, you start to develop this imbalance between stabilization and what's known as prime movers. So I can develop like super strong shoulders and triceps and chest, but then I have these muscles like the infraspinatus and the supraspinatus and the serratus to some extent and other muscles that help stabilize the shoulder blade and the shoulder, that because those prime movers get so strong, those stabilizers, they fall behind. And now I've got these really powerful prime movers and these stabilizers that can't keep up. And this is why people start to notice rotator cuff pain, shoulder. The common areas are in the back of the shoulder here, up here at the attachment of the collarbone, you know, where the collarbone kind of meets the shoulder, and in the front of the shoulder, which is, believe it or not, bicep tendon inflammation. So a lot of times people feel pain in the front of their shoulder. It's actually inflammation of the bicep tendon, and it has to do with just not being able to press with balance, not being able to press with good stability. So it's really important to have really healthy, strong stabilizers when you're building and developing your chest, because what could happen is you can get a really strong bench press, and when your technique is off by a half a degree, those stabilizers can't support the weight that you're moving, and then you're like, oh, my shoulder hurts, and what's going on? I can't bench anymore. And how many people have you guys known that are like, yeah, I don't bench anymore because it
hurts my shoulder.
It hurts my shoulder.
Hurts my shoulder. And Justin's point that I mean, this was a big epiphany for me, was putting the effort and time into really priming the upper back and the shoulders, because I saw my bench press rapidly jump up. I did not realize how much performance was leaking because I wasn't stable. I wasn't anchored down. And again, I come from, the bodybuilding type of training, and I'm not thinking like a power lifter originally. I'm not thinking like, oh, I need to anchor down and get that good arch and really get all, that's not how I bench press. I mean, I would bench press sometimes, it was terrible, almost in this relaxed position where I'm just trying to feel the chest. And because of that, it really limited how much I could stack weight on it. When I started to really prime the shoulders, prime the upper back, learn to anchor down, then I quickly saw my bench press start to jump up.
Yeah, so think of it this way, right? Because we're talking about the bench press, and we'll get to the best exercises, but obviously the bench press comes up as one of the top chest exercises. Think of the motion of the bench press. I'm pushing the bar up. Okay, that's exactly what you're doing. However, think of the action of the chest, like we talked about earlier, in that movement. It's bringing my upper arm closer to the center of my body. So that's the action of the chest as I'm pressing. Now, along with the chest, you have the shoulders that are stabilizing, also helping bring the arm to center of body, but also helping bring the arm up in this direction. So the closer your elbows are to your body, the more shoulders are somewhat involved. And then you have the triceps that extend the arm. So all of them are working in unison. Now imagine when you're pressing, can I just focus on the motion or the action of the chest to feel the chest more, versus can I make it more of a tricep movement, more of a shoulder movement, all while being very stable and secure in my pressing. When you can do this, you can make the bench press a chest exercise. If you can't, you're basically rolling the dice. And what'll end up happening is whatever your body feels is the strongest combination of muscles and activation is what will happen, and then you'll develop that.
Which by proxy, you might get like the systemic effect if you're just continuously loading weight and your whole body's involved. But to be more specific and really, hone in on developing the chest to be able to get to that point where you can get that kind of activity and response out of your chest while you're going through that movement, it's going to send you even further.
That's such a good point, Justin, because I think for years I actually got obviously some of the benefits from bench pressing and doing these chest exercises.
Yeah, you can't take it out completely.
Right. It's involved in it, but I didn't see the rapid growth until I really learned to connect and control the weight with my chest. And that includes even, and I don't know if we even put this in there, but in the bullet points, but another part of really developing, it falls in the form and technique conversation, was learning to control the weight on the way down with the chest.
Yeah.
So it's one of those exercises that a lot of people will just let fall down, or you see guys bounce it off their chest and use momentum, is learning how to lower the weight, slow and controlled, and resist the weight with your chest on the way down was massive for gains.
That's the key to connecting to any muscle. You want to focus on squeezing the muscle to feel it, but when you really have connected to a muscle is when you can feel it on the negative portion of a rep. Can I feel my lats as I lower in a pull-up? Can I feel my glutes as I lower into a squat, right? Can I feel my chest as I lower the bar in a bench press? When you can get to that point, now you can connect to all the other motions of the chest, because that's kind of the hardest.
Now you have real control.
That's right.